Guys, between you and me, I think I found the most epic game ever. Okay, not really, but it's still pretty damn good. It's called Game Dev Tycoon, and I'm gonna walk you through it. Or let's play. We're gonna see what's gonna go on, okay? Since I already played the game and beat the game with flying colors, we're going to skip tutorial. So we've been sent back to about 1984. And we get to make our own video games, sort of. And I'm gonna tell you right now, the hardest part of this game is thinking of names. Well, not my name is easy. And we're going to, there we go. And let's see, company name, we already get, no. Let's see. Like I said, the hardest part of this game is coming up with names for stuff. But, you know what? I'm gonna call it NightLight. You know, our video games are so good they keep you up all night. That'll be our tagline. No, that's cheating. Even though I have named. See, this is my actual account. I have $1 billion, 2 million fans, and it took me 50 years. Oh, it didn't take me 50 years. I've been playing 50 years. And that was like one of my first playthroughs, by the way. I am so good at business simulations. Watch me fail in 1 year. Well, we're going to overlook these other two that don't matter. Okay, we're going to develop ourselves a new game. Now, let's see what topics we got. Sometimes you get really good topics, sometimes you get screwed over. Our topics here are pretty good. So, how do we do this? We pick a game, we pick a topic, we pick a genre, and then we pick a platform. We also name it. Racing games, platformers, all that stuff is conflated into the action genre. This game really does need more genres. Now we could put something on the Commodore 64 or the PC. I just go with the PC for now, because this actually does follow actual video game history. So the NES and all that kind of stuff will come into play as time goes on. And the game does get more interesting. Okay, for an action game, we don't need quests, we need the gameplay. The gameplay is where it's all at. Now we're putting points into technology and design. The bigger these numbers are, the better the game will be, unless you made a really weird combination. That's not important. That's very important. Actually, I think these are switched. So why don't I put all three of these at the top? Because by putting one down, I could put more time into the others. That's pretty much the way it goes. And every month you have to pay a rent, obviously. It doesn't change between games, so even if I turn hints on, or even turning hints off, I do know what works and what doesn't. Obviously, there can't be randomness without making it, like, quite frankly, bizarre. But I still don't know everything. And once the game's finished, you get some experience. We got some RPG elements. And we can also research new topics like, fantasy. Now we wait for the reviews to see how good our game was. It really can be that simple. So, looks like we got our first really good game. Ha. Awesome, we got fans now. So, now we can figure out what we did right and what we did wrong. By generating a game report, you can do this after every single game. I don't know if waiting would help at all. I don't think so. Alright, this is a great start, but it's gonna be a hard one to follow up. We can't keep releasing UFO action games or just action games. We have to do something different, or the people are going to get bored. Yeah, this game doesn't allow you to specialize. We're gonna pick a fantasy RPG and we're gonna call it generic. You know what? Wait. Generic. Yeah, we're gonna call it Generic's Quest. It's better than Generic Quest. We're gonna call it Generic's Quest 1. Yeah. Some of my other obsessions. Let's start. That sounds like an 80s RPG, doesn't it? I put this here. This is not important. And a little bit more into the story. And boom. It's gonna be like the most epic story ever. This is important. This is kind of important. Dialogues is obviously most important here. And we'll find out more what these do later on as we gain more features. The game gets much more complicated, but much more interesting as you go on. Research. World design goes high. I'm pretty sure you can skimp on the sound with your RPGs. And we gotta remove the bugs. Wait a minute. Like I said, once it goes further, it gets much more complicated. And this game is our best ever designed. Awesome. Obviously, at the start, you're going to be making new records all the fucking time. Well, what didn't I do well? Right. Let's figure out what could have made this game better. 6 or higher will generally be considered a good game. Sound is not very important for this type of game. Okay. Research. Let's get ourselves a new topic. Hospital. Yeah. Hospital, we're gonna make a doctor game. Okay. You will unlock at least one new genre as time goes on. But for now, this is going to be a hospital simulation game. And we're gonna call it Doctor You. Yeah. And it's Doctor You. Every genre is obviously different, but some of them are similar. Story is not important, engine is very important. I'm drinking some soda right now, because that's what I do. And sometimes your guy gets stuck. Okay, dialogue is not important. AI is. Is dialogue important? I mean, there's. Awesome. World design is not at all important for a simulation game. At least not yet. What are we gonna do? Design the hospital? Like I said, this parodies actual gaming history. So the NES will be released, the Super Nintendo, all the way up to new gen consoles. And when I say new gen, I mean PlayStation 5. And beyond. But we'll get to that when we get to that. Release the game. Okay, let's see how we did. Ha! Now screw you, Game Hero. But let's generate the game report. Very soon we're going to need to make our own engine, or else we will lose, and we will lose quickly. Contract work. Okay, contract work. Contract work gives you a chance to do some stuff and make some money. I usually only do this when I want research points. And right now we could use some research points because we need 50 of them to unlock our own game engine. Our own game engine will give us cool options. Right, yeah. So we're going to do all of our contract work right now. This obviously becomes easier when you got more people, and sometimes he does that. Get stuck, which makes you fail. And yeah, it does seem really, really cheap. Well, the penalties usually won't kill you, so I don't exactly mind, but it's not advised if you're in a very, very tight situation. And there are obviously ways to get more of these going. Okay, but now that we got 50 research points, we can research game engines, which will come in handy. But we always want to have at least one game on the market, because the rent can get annoying. Develop a new game. Pick topic. What haven't we done yet? We just did... What did we do? Simulation. Mystery adventure. Now we're gonna call it... Who done it? Who stole my jelly sandwich? I wanna know. And this should give us the research points to unlock more stuff. Okay, the engine's important for an adventure game, right? Not the gameplay. Once we make our own engine, the game will get much, much, much more interesting. Everything's like predetermined, we don't really need artificial intelligence. So I want to know, who done it? Do you need world design for this? I would imagine. Let's try this. I mean, King's Quest 1 didn't exactly look amazing. And the NES has released. I would not advise making games for that until you research target audience. New research available. Game tutorials in mono sound. Research mono sound. And we have ourselves a middle of the road game. That might have been the problem. So, okay. It's not a terrible game, but graphics are important to adventure games. I don't normally make adventure games. It doesn't exactly seem the most profitable option. Let me guess. Dialogue seems to be very important, and the platform advance. That's just great. Okay. So, we haven't done strategy yet, have we? Strategy. We already did fantasy. We need more topics. but dungeon designer. That sounds really